Sunfish, Funfish match race. And we have a special guest. Catherine Ferry's joining us today. Once again, I am Billy Bob Clambake, as always, joined by the prestigious
Felipe Rinscotti.
What's up, Felipe, buddy?
Oh, you know.
Li-
I'm out here Jay chillin'.
living the dream. Well, I got some awesome news for you today. We have Brad and Karen again, but we also had a young lady named Catherine Ferry who helped us out with some of our starts.
A newcomer.
Yeah, so excited about that. Karen did have a little bit of a condensation in her housing, so we will apologize for that, but we think the videos are good from Karen when we show you, so they'll be there.
She's got to get a tumbler.
Something else I want to tell you about. Another supporter is going to join us on our videos. I got contacted by the famous elderly rapper Mugshot Chuck.
The illustrious?
The illustrious Mugshot Chuck. And we're going to be talking to him in between races and putting up a link to his new video.
I'm excited. I'm a big fan.
I'm excited as well. Okay, so we have 1 minute and 43 seconds. Just as a reminder to our viewers, in the bottom corner, the yellow numbers represent Brad's boat. The green numbers represent Karen's boat. And in the track up above, the blue track is Brad's boat, and the green track is Karen's boat. We're approaching the start line in 1 minute and 25 seconds. It's going to be 2 races we're going to share with you today.
Man, yellow is zooming right now.
Yeah, well, he's getting back to the line. You got 1 minute 15 to go here, and Karen's closer to the right side of the line, and Brad is approaching the start line from the left side at this point. And see, and there's Catherine. Good to see Catherine out there. That was our 1 minute sound. What'd you think of that?
I feel like I've heard that somewhere before, but it's definitely annoying.
that's Jim Carrey, Dumb and Dumber. That's the most annoying sound in the world.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
Definitely get your attention going. 40 seconds to go to the line. What's your thoughts here for the last 40 seconds, Felipe?
Well, it seems like a typical start, a new element of adding a third person in here. You think they're feeling cramped, Billy Bob?
They could. As the question is, how big is that line? And as all things, you don't want to be over. You want to make sure you have your nice lured hole to generate your speed. We're down to 15 seconds. Brad's controlling the speed. He's below 1. Karen is also getting ready to pull that trigger.
That's what it's all about.
And in 5 seconds, Jim Carrey's going to give us that noise. And off they go. Good start for both of these competitors. You can see Karen is a little bit closer to the left side of the line. And, they're off and running, going towards that left side of the course, Felipe.
So what's the score at this point for some of us who may have forgotten?
I'm not even sure, because not every race has actually been televised. But for the races that have been televised, I'm pretty sure it's pretty even.
Okay.
Brad is going off here, and there's Karen. They're about neck and neck as they head upwind.
Man, this is the meat and bones of the race, the initial battle.
Yeah, Karen has definitely got a higher speed right now, but she's also a little bit lower. So just a little bit of information for you, Felipe. When you're on starboard tack, like both of our boats are here, the goal is to be as farthest right as possible, which on the compass GPS settings below is represented by higher numbers. The higher the number, the further right you're going. And it's interesting to see which one of them have higher heading numbers at the moment.
Looks like young B-Rad. Oh, wait a minute.
So you can also look at the land sites. Oh, Brad he's poking out ahead a little bit here.
It's close.
This could be an issue for Karen, because at one point the wind blockage will start to occur. Now, see how Karen's starting to struggle? There's a big speed difference now, Felipe.
He hit him with a cutoff.
So Karen is having a tech to get out of there, and she's also having to, looks like she might have to duck our special guest.
Classic Catherine coming in here. blocking the way. That's what you like to see out of a good sailor.
Well, Brad is also tacked on to port at this point now. When you're on port, the opposite is true, Felipe. You want the lowest numbers possible on that compass heading.
This looks like it's still pretty close. Oh, never mind. Young B-Rad with the lower numbers.
Yep. Karen is right there in the top corner. You can still see her. She's close enough in this race at this point to still be in the screen. She was a leeward and a head boat, so it's hard to tell who's got head. Uh-oh. I just noticed Brad's numbers. They're increasing, Felipe.
And that's not what you want to see.
They're continuing. Look at this. Look how much they're having. He's going to the right. Whether there's a wind shift or bad sailing, combination of both, not sure. It looks like it's a shift because Karen has recognized it. She's now gone on to starboard, and we have our first cross.
Uh-oh. Look out.
I don't think Brad's going to be
Look
able to make the cross.
out!
They clear that cross. And it looks like the wind may have shifted back to the left. Brad's numbers are back down to where they were before, but the damage has been done. Felipe is now potty mouth, and Karen enjoys a 20-meter lead.
Do you think Catherine was cackling in the background, watching as her two competitors almost crash into each other?
It's very possible. She could also be thinking to herself, why would I want any part of these two knuckleheads? Brad is tacked back onto starboard. Karen is tacked down to port. This might be another cross situation. Oh, I don't think so. Karen looks to be way out in front now, Felipe.
She's a speedster, as we know. We've seen it.
Yep. And Brad is, in fact, he feels like he needs to tack. The wind is probably shifting to the left. And this is a tough situation for Brad at this point. It's going to be tough for him to come back. He's close enough to make a comeback, but he's in not a good position.
It's going to take a miracle.
And you know what he doesn't have? In this different part of the bay, Felipe, there's no big signs, no birds to give him that comfort that he's used to having in the other part of the bay.
New territory.
But you know what you can always have? These hippity hops. You know what there isn't today? There's not a lot of wind holes.
That's good. I hate those things.
Yeah, that's true. You're about ready to see Karen's about ready to be at the mark. She's soon to make her tack and head towards the mark. Oh, wait. What's she looking for? What is that?
Maybe a crab trap or something in the water? Did she go too far around the mark?
Is there such thing as an ice cream boat? Because that's what that looked like to me. She's looking for an ice cream boat.
If it's not a thing, they need to make it a thing. Because sometimes it gets hot out there, and I want nothing more than a cool, crisp ice cream sandwich to cool me down.
I think we should call Poseidon's pool store.
See if they have any ice cream?
Yeah, no, Brad's done for sure now. He didn't even make the mark. Tacked a little short of it, and that's going to cost him, I don't know, the race. Not that it was already behind him anyway.
I'd say so. Looks like it.
Yeah, let's see. It was a 20-meter lead a while ago.
He is inching and crawling right now.
Let's check that map, and it's above 70 meters now.
That's quite a distance.
Felipe, I don't know how you like your steaks, but I think this race is well done.
I'm more of a medium guy, but I see what you did there.
All right. Well, let's get Mugshot on the phone.
I'd love to talk to him. All right, we are here on the phone with legendary elderly rapper Mugshot Chuck. How you doing today, Mugshot?
I'm just doing great, Felipe. Happy to hear from you.
Hey, and I'm a huge fan, right? And we've got word that you're dropping a new hot music video. Can you tell us anything about that?
Well, it's part of my rapping repertoire here. I've done a lot to make this my finest video, and I'm sure your fans will enjoy it.
Oh man, I'm excited. I can't wait. So I've always, as a big fan, I've always had a question I wanted to ask you. Is it okay if I ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead, Felipe.
So what transpired that caused you to end up having to get a mugshot?
Well, it was a little experience I had. I had to go to jail for a short period of time because people thought that my rap music was too loud, and they called the police on me. The police believed them, sent me to jail, but it was only for a month. Everything went well, Felipe.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. We got to cut it off here. But thanks for your call, Mugshot.
All right, Felipe.
Thanks, Mugshot.
I am excited about Mugshot's video link and his next song.
It's going to be a slap happen banger for sure, Billy Bob.
Well, we are ready for the start of our second race here. Karen won that first race pretty handily. But get ready to start that second race here. And we got about a minute 19 seconds that second race. Brad is trying to win the boat. The reference to that, Felipe, is to be the closest person to the right side of the line when that gun goes off. You see
I
what
thought
he's
it was
trying to
Jim
do?
Carrey instead of a gun.
Yeah.
Looks like I was right.
Yeah. So as we look, he's not able to hold it. You see that? So what would you do here if you wanted that buoy? What would you do if you were Brad?
But I couldn't cross it for another 40 seconds?
Yeah.
I'd do a whole bunch of 360s.
Well, that's similar to what he's doing. He's tacking back to get himself in a better position. And now with 29 seconds to go, he's back in a better spot.
He's probably going to have to make another loop-de-loop, huh? And then he'd probably be good to go.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to hold it, though, because it looks like there might be some room. Karen might be able to find her way in there. 12 seconds left to the start. Take us through the last 9 seconds, Felipe.
Well, where is she? Oh, she's trying to sneak in from the back. Smart. Get that inside corner.
And there's a gun and 3 boats side by side.
This is new for us here at Sunfish Funfish.
That's right. Catherine's right up there. Looks like Brad might be peeking out ahead a little bit here. Catherine's right there with him, though.
It's close for sure. Oh, look at that lean. There's some wind out there, I'll tell you that.
Yep, they're both well above 5 miles an hour. At least Brad is. Karen might be struggling, and she might be getting into Brad's disturbed air here.
Is there a wake issue as well?
Yeah, Brad just reached over 6 for a second. That might be our new record.
New record. Ba-na-na-now, new record.
Yeah, I don't know how long Karen's going to be able to. Nope, there she goes. I think she had to. She was just stuck.
Yeah, Brad's got quite a lean himself here. Getting a nice ab workout.
So Brad's going to tack over and do a little cover. It's kind of a soft cover on Karen. But the last time, the left side of the course was the favored course. Ooh, Karen's smart. She's going. She wants that left side of that course.
This is all a fight for positioning.
Yeah, Brad's not going to have it. I won't have it. That's what Brad's saying. I won't have it.
He won't.
He wants that left side of the course, and they continue on.
Now, that's a penalty thing, yes?
No. They're just tacking.
But wouldn't he tack to then force her to go in a different direction so they didn't?
No, they weren't.
Crash.
I don't think that particular case they were that close. Just a general reminder. Don't worry about. Don't think about that mugshot video. Don't forget about it coming at the end.
Hey, I can't forget about Mugshot Chuck. It's an experience.
So here comes Karen. She's coming up here, and in the top corner you can still read. Oh, Brad's tacking.
Will we see a counter move?
No, I think we're going to see a cross. Take us through the cross, Felipe.
Man, they are out of their minds. They're crazy. There's no way. Oh my goodness. You can see water from Brad's boat splashed up on Karen's camera. That's a little too close for me, Billy Bob.
Yeah, I wonder if Brad was actually thinking about grabbing the camera.
Maybe wiping it down, hopefully. He should have.
Well, they're heading towards the mark on port, and they are some pretty high speeds at this point. Lots of wind here. Karen is the leeward boat. Brad is ahead. Can Brad keep, as they approach the mark, the key thing here is can Karen establish an overlap. Can she get the front of her bow past just an inch past Brad's stern as they approach the mark? So Brad would have to give her room. Brad's trying to keep that from happening by staying far enough ahead.
Looks like he is going to be able to keep that speed up. She doesn't seem to be gaining on him all that much as they hover around similar speeds, but Brad's still ahead in speed slightly.
Yeah, you can see what happens to Brad. The win to Brad eventually happens to Karen. Karen can gain an advantage by this. Here comes Brad. Quick header, see that? So he had to bear off. And then Karen, same thing.
It's like a time trial.
And there's the red and white upwind mark hippity hop, and Brad's getting another gust right at the mark.
Oh, he's going to drift around this thing. He's not as close as I'd like to see him.
Well, you can only get as close as the winds will allow you. And there's Brad's clearing Karen, if that's a term.
I don't think it is, but hey, we'll roll with it.
And now they turn and go downwind, but Karen is right there. And we've seen in the past, Karen's downwind sailing is legendary.
Top notch.
It's legendary.
Brad pulls up the centerboard there. Smart.
Well, you want to reduce that wetted surface.
That's right. Yep. Exactly.
I think we got a still shot of that cross.
That's mega close. He
Yeah.
could have jumped on over to Karen's boat.
Now that would have been an interesting.
Is that a penalty?
Well,
If they ever wanted to make...
I don't think it's the smartest move, right? Because then you're not on your boat.
Yeah, but think about maybe a situation where it's multiple sailors versus multiple sailors. Is it worth to send your guy over there and maybe try to shove somebody else off the boat?
That's like team racing is what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've seen that.
With a little bit of combat.
Yeah. Well, they're always looking for new Olympic sports.
I'd watch that.
Right? You're talking about combat sailing.
Maybe fencing mixed with sailing.
So
Maybe
jousting?
maybe you poke somebody.
Or at least their sail. That would slow them down.
Exactly. You just poke their boat with your sail. That'd be impressive.
Not surprisingly, Karen is catching up.
She could get poked by Brad Sail, though.
She might. But Karen is the lured boat here, so if she can create an overlap, she can push Brad across the line, but Brad still looks like he's got enough speed. They're over 6 miles an hour downwind. That is also a downwind record, Felipe.
Downwind record.
Yeah, we'll see if Karen has enough time. It looks like they're getting near the end. I'm not sure she's going to have enough time.
Look at that water sparkle. Must be a gorgeous day out there.
Oh, it was a beautiful day, absolutely, on Sarasota Bay. And I think we see Brad crossing the finish line. I see that finish line coming up here on just to Brad's right, and there it is.
There it is.
Karen certainly made a very close race. Finished just a few seconds behind, and
Yeah, it was a close one.
Felipe, Sunfish Funfish match race, and as we promised, here's your link to Mugshot Chuck's new release.
This is exclusive. Check it out now.
See you next time.